But here we are, packing up in the wet. And One Step had a friend in her tent. So can you tell us a story about your friend, One Step?
Oh, last night she was scratching on the inside. I thought it was a chickmunk or something and kept trying to chase it away so it would make a hole in my tent. And instead, that's what I looked up and saw. I just let her make her little web because all the bugs are gone. No bugs inside the ray fly.
We just went across the top of Columbus Mountain. We stealth camped last night. We went about 0.3 beyond what we had planned to do. That was One Step's shop rating of one of the got her comments in the pond. We crossed the stream. It was a little challenging to get across the rocks because it was so wet because of the rain, but it was a great water source, so we watered up there. Then we were going to stay near it where there were a couple of spots, not great, but there was a comment in the pond about go down 0.3, so I went and scoped it out and it was a great sight. By the time we got there and was setting up, it was dark, but it was all good. Rained throughout the night. You could see it on the trail. There's water on the trail and everything is slippery and wet. We're on Chairback Mountain, actually going down now. And as you can see, it's a pretty crappy day. It's raining, it's gooey, a little brisk. I got my Frog Talks top on for the very first time. Already put a hole in it, as you might see. Maybe you can't. Yeah, there's a hole. But these things are paper thin, so they don't last long. And that's it, 100-mile wilderness. We're coming down the rock slide, and as you can see, there's lots of rocks. There's a sign for the trail down there. Looks like the rock slide we just came down, 11:31, 24 September. That might be Katahdin, might be. Not exactly sure, but we're getting a view. We're probably about 87 miles away, so. Rained pretty well last night, so we're walking through lots of water. We're about 1.5 miles from where we're gonna get our resupply, and I think I've mentioned earlier we weren't supposed to get that until tomorrow morning, which is Wednesday morning. But we shot a message to Kim, hippie chick, poet's wife at Shaw's, and asked if we could get it today at about 1400, and she came back and said, let's aim for 1430. And One Step is ahead of me and Jack, so she's probably going to get there before us, but it's 12:52 right now. I think we'll show up about 1430, so I think we'll be in good shape. Undoubtedly we'll find some stealth sites. We'll be right next to the water, so it'll be good. But this is one of the guys that has been near and dear to our heart lately, and he certainly was today.
How you doing, guys? I'm Poet. I own Shaw's Hiker Hostel in Monson, Maine. I thru hiked in 2008, and I got the trail name Poet from writing haiku in each of the shelter logs that I came to. And the one I wrote in Lehman Brook before entering the 100-mile wilderness, or right after I entered the 100-mile wilderness, was drink your deepest now, for the richest stuff settles in the final swig. Just kind of encouraging people to savor as much of this experience as they can. You know, in the end, it's easy to get kind of lost in your mind and forget the big picture, but usually somewhere in the wilderness, everything comes back around again in a good way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Poet. Hey, so you hiked with hippie chick, your wife, Kim,
yeah, that's right.
in 2008. Yeah. Were you married then?
Yeah, we were. We were married in 2000, so we've been married for 8 years.
Wow,
and
very cool.
It really did nothing but strengthen our relationship.
Yeah.
We did have one fight over a tuna packet, though.
Yeah.
I accidentally ate it and didn't realize that it was the last one.
Very
but
cool.
most of the time we were just there for each other, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever I was down, she was okay. Whenever she was down, I was okay. So we just kind of kept leapfrogging each other down the trail as far as emotions are concerned. But,
very nice. Well, I'll tell you what, you and your crew took great care of us during the number of days we stayed there. I think we'd all agree. You got a super outfit and you got a super operation, great resupply, all kinds of stuff. So,
well, thank you very much. We have a good time, and I can tell you for sure, I don't really want to be anywhere else. I enjoy this community so much. I want to raise my kids around it. So that's why we are where we are.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, thanks again, Poet.
Not a problem.
All right, this is West Branch Pleasant Stream, I think. And we get about 100 feet to go across. And it doesn't look too bad. We just talked to a guy that crossed and said it was okay, not too slippery. So we'll give it a shot. This is our second ford. Just finished up our water crossing, and here's the sign for the AT. Katahdin, Baxter Peak, 83.9. That's good to see, right in that direction there. I just left my shoes and socks on because everything's wet from this morning's hike. We're not quite 5 miles into our day. We're going to try to get another 4 or 5 miles in. We're just running out of daylight though. Anyway, you got to meet Poet, great guy. Runs a great operation. Brought our resupply out for us early. But anyway, the stream crossing wasn't bad. It was maybe pretty close to knee deep at one point. Just step gingerly and make sure the next foot is planted before you lift the other one up, because all the rocks were big time slippery. It's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow according to Poet. And we got to see if we can start stretching out our miles. Right now we're scheduled to summit Katahdin on Monday, but heck, if we get there early, maybe we either crank it up a day, or it'll give us some latitude to wait for a good weather day, because everybody says if it's going to be crappy weather and you can wait it out. So entering Gulf Haggis, also known as the Grand Canyon of Maine, one of Maine's 14 national natural landmarks. No camping, no fires in Gulf Haggis. We get 4 mountains to climb today, and we just went over Gulf Haggis, number 1, and I think that was probably our best uphill climb. We took a break at the shelter below it, and then I don't know what the vertical interval was, but it was a good climb. There was a lot of stairs built. I think people were kind of calling. It's like Amicalola Falls at the beginning, where there's 600 or 700 stairs. I didn't count them, but yeah. So last night we stealthed at a nice campsite right next to, I think it was whatever the brook was that we had, or the stream that we had crossed maybe yesterday. But it was beautiful. Water right there. We found a good campsite, just a little off the trail. And it was nice sleeping next to the water. So we got to do about 14 or 15s from this point to stay on schedule. Plus we have a 3-day food resupply coming. And that's Friday morning. I'm kind of thinking we're going to have to adjust that for maybe tomorrow afternoon. And that'll be it for food. Monday is summit day, if all goes well. We're heading to a shelter today after we get over 4 mountains. That was Gulf Haggis, and I think the last one is White Cap, and then there's a West Peak and something else in between. But I'll let you know when we get on the top of them. There was no marker back there. There was really no view. It was pretty cool this morning. I actually at about 4:30 put my knit hat on, or my nice warm hat on, and also put on a fleece on top of my t-shirt. Even watched a 20-minute Netflix show, The Ranch, last night. I downloaded a few of them. I haven't watched anything to speak of out here in the trail. But I'm seeing these spots. I haven't seen these in a while. Looks like animals, deer, or maybe moose. I don't know if camped out here for the night. I was getting a little brisk in my t-shirt, so I put on my Frog Togs paper thin ultralight raincoat, which already has a few holes in it. I don't know if you can see that one, but I would normally have my Marmot precip jacket, which is a good jacket, but it wouldn't fit over my cast. Hopefully we're getting to the more gentler parts of the 100-mile wilderness I think we might have a couple more mountains, and then we got a lot of what looks to be pretty mild terrain. I'm sure Maine will give us plenty of rocks and roots, but if it's on the level, we'll take it. Got some rocks up ahead here, so I put the pole away just in case I need to use some hand action. Going up Whitecap Mountain. This will be the 4th climb for the day. On top of Whitecap Mountain. This is 4 of 4 for today. 36:44. Going to that Logan Brook lean-to. That's what they call the shelters in Maine. It's 1.4 that away. I'm seeing why they call this Whitecap, because all the white rocks. There's really no view up here. It's kind of a gooey day. And you can see yet more lakes and ponds all over Maine. Really nice. Katahdin's out there somewhere, I'm not sure where. But anyway, somewhere out there.